I think we're live, maybe. I think Sierra will let us know in a second. Sierra, by the way, before I introduce myself and say welcome to Moonlit Magic, will be in the comments today. So if you see her, say hello. And so anyway, welcome. Welcome to Moonlit Magic. We're switched today. Now I'm confused. This has never happened before.
Yeah, you're right.
So
we're going to point the wrong way again.
All messed up now today. Moonlit Magic, this is us. We're here every, full moon, right? Mm-hmm. And then we were just live. You probably would only recognize us if you were in the group in the first place. We have a Facebook group where we hang out and do self-care stuff. We have another guest who we're going to pop on in just a minute, but she's running a little late today, and we're going to let her have a few minutes to get herself all set up. There is Sierra. And these other two people we're talking with today are part of the Moonlit Magic team. What's Moonlit Magic, Nikki?
What is Moonlit Magic? It's a place that we created to be able to hang out with friends in a space where everyone is working on themselves. And it's not necessarily self-help or something like that, but just self-care in general, learning and giving each other the space to go through the evolvement, right?
Right. And like I think we were talking about earlier today, we'll get into the energy in just a second, because we talked about how we want to kind of roll into this and explain what we're talking about in the first place, which is softening stress in our bodies and in our lives by loving ourselves more. And that sounds like the word love is just so overused, so it's hard to explain really what it means without describing the energy of it, which we're going to do. What was I going to talk about? Welcome to Moonlit Magic. What was I going to talk about before I started to say all that? What was I going to say? Tell me, Nikki.
Well, we had a few things that we wanted to talk about.
Moonlit Magic. That's what it was. You guys just roll with me. This is just me as a person, right? So, that's another point. Just being fully ourselves. And what I was going to say is the world around us doesn't really encourage us to take a lot of space to center, to calm, to relax. It sort of almost demonizes that stuff as lazy. In some ways, it just depends on probably where you hang out, what you do, what kind of person you are. But I do feel like even if you don't want like a hustle lifestyle, it can almost feel like, well, what are you doing with your life? Even if you just want, I remember kind of channeling into wanting a mediocre life. That's how I was feeling about it, which it doesn't feel at all mediocre now. But when I was understanding, I didn't want to put myself out there and kind of like be always seeking the next thing. I thought it was like mediocre to want to just like relax. And that's not what unfolded.
That totally makes sense, though, why that's what you would associate with it. But what we try to focus on, I would say, with Moonlit Magic is not looking at it so much like it's a mediocre, not great thing, but it's just an intentional thing. The things that we do and that we decide to do, we intentionally choose to do.
And everybody wants something different.
Yes.
And that's really important. Like what feels right to you, how you interact with the world. The world is going to tell you the world. You know what I mean? And anything that's not inside of you, your brain, body, whatever, is going to tell you, do what we want. Do it our way. Do it now. It's always going to be something, some sort of rule. And if you don't know who you are in it, you're going to say, yes, yes, yes. Oh, I'm supposed to be that? I didn't realize I was doing something
wrong. And then what you'll find is that you're supposed to be two opposing, totally different things at the same time.
Well, also, like, we have an expectation that we're supposed to be something or be somewhere or be meeting some standard or all these different ideas about ourselves that are completely impossible. Nobody's actually doing that, unless they're being themselves and centering in. Otherwise, it's just a game and everyone's just putting on a show. We don't even realize that almost until we're so deep in that that it like you have to break everything down just to find peace because you're so busy. chasing so many things for whatever reason. I mean, we all have different reasons that we do that stuff, but what is true to you, what yeses are important and what are overwhelming and too much and taking on and not knowing our limits. And it's just such a personal balance. That's all it is. Loving yourself enough to say no to the things that don't feel right and to say yes and make extra space for the things that you really, really want and that matter to you. And that's what we're here to encourage, I think, more than anything.
I think an important thing to put with that too is allowing yourself to kind of change your mind. Be like, I wanted to try this out, or maybe I thought this was what I want.
A lot of mind changing. Yeah, and a lot of mind changing, often mind changing, not feeling ashamed for slowing down, for taking a break, for changing your mind, or changing your mind. Like all those things that there's nothing wrong with them, or having emotions, having feelings, not knowing what you want right now, not having all the answers yet. Like these are all things we think we're supposed. Nobody does. Everyone who acts like they do is literally full of shit. I'm going to tell you that right now. If they say my way is the way, well, my way is the way, but you guys, my way is the way. But if they say my way is the way and they tell you not to center into you, they're full of shit and you need to say no and you need to get away like from that person. You should always go within you to find the answers every time and align with what's right for you. So here we are, and this is like the energy. I think we're here. I think Megan, are you ready yet or no? You don't have to be because we're not even there yet. It's up to you. Just nod, but do a thumbs up or a thumbs down. I'll just add you into the stream whenever you're ready. You ready? Okay. We'll pop you on right now.
Hi, Megan.
Hi. I couldn't tell if you could see me or not, like if I was just there or what. So I was like,
no, we could see you, but I told Nikki, I said, we'll give her a few minutes, but we'll just bring her on when the time is right. Cause it's the beginning is like such an interesting little spot anyway.
Well, if you guys saw me messing around with my nose ring, sorry. It was like stuck up in like the corner and I was trying to move it. And
it's okay. Well, so you could have said no. You could have said you're allowed. Remember, I literally
no, before that, not right.
allowed to say no. I'm not ready.
No, you're
good. So this month, what we were talking about, Nikki and I mean, we've literally been talking about this stuff for a month, and it's been really cool to see how in the last, I guess not the last year, but like this year, 2022, since we were doing the streams, how things are shifting about why we want to be here. And we want to be here to connect with you and with other people. But really, like we did this not to be selfish, but like to be with our friends, because this is a form of self-care, hanging out with our friends. To me, playing cards with my friends is like, and that's what I feel like we're doing. And so that's why it was important to me to do this in the first place. We want to be here to receive people who want the connection, and want to play and want to hang out, want to bring enthusiasm. So that's why I'm here. That's why I commit to being here. And that's why we talk about the group so much too, I think, because that's where we get to know each other on a deeper level. And we want to get to know you on a deeper level, like if you're watching now, let us know too. If you are watching live, I know, well, it doesn't really matter. What I was going to say is if you're watching the replay, let us know that you're here doing that, because we want to get to know you even if you can't be here on our schedule. Like this is like brunch with the girls, right? But like, why can't you come next time if you're interested in what we're talking about?
But while you're saying that, it's a good time to also mention that we would like to get other people involved. Like if you want to come in and be on and chat with us, not just watching, like let us know in the group or comments or whatever, and we can start building that relationship too.
And that's a good like segue even to like, I mean, you guys have seen Megan before. She's been on several times, and then she's also active in the group, when we're in those seasons. We all go through our little hibernation phases, I think. But what we're doing, each one of us is doing like individually, and then what we like to do together is to help build each other up, or like share ideas. And then this year we want to not like we're like in a position where we're saying we're gonna boost up business owners, but like together we want to share energy and help just build each other up, really, like, so we can be our best selves in the endeavors, businesses, projects that we have going on. And Megan has a billion. And what she's doing is she made a t-shirt to give away. She's got a billion businesses, so I'm not even gonna like attempt.
A billion is an overstatement.
Okay, like a million only, like 900. But she designed a t-shirt. It's really cute, and she's gonna give one of those away. And what we decided to do, hold on, Megan.
Okay.
We're gonna I think actually give people a little bit more time to enter, like to see what we're doing, watch this, go in the group, enter, and then we'll go live this week with the winning t-shirt design and the wheel. Just a simple thing in the group. Like, it won't be a whole event. It'll just be.
That will be in the Facebook group.
Yeah, that will be in the Facebook group, just so we can boost it a little bit more, because a t-shirt it's a really freaking cool t-shirt. And I don't know, we were just talking about how can we market it and kind of put it out a little bit more, because I think more people deserve to see it and enter to win it, honestly. So the criteria for that, we're just going to be really specific about it, and it will be in the group as well. Being in the group is part of the criteria to win. So the rest of it will be right there when you join. And the group link is below. So yeah, that's Megan. Now
I can go.
Please interrupt me.
It's I don't know, it's just a fun little design. There are 4 options in the group to pick from. There's 2 colors of shirt, 2 different I guess print colors. So they're fun. And they might not even have to be like what we end up using. If people like bits and pieces, Elise liked one design with a different font. I'm trying to change it. But I did make it for you. Did you see it?
I didn't. No, I'm not. You know what? I'm so, please. Hey, if you're in the group and you want to talk to me, please tag me, because otherwise I will never know. Did you? Oh, sorry. Yeah, well, then I'm just completely off the grid. I
think you were messaging me on Facebook at the time.
Probably. So. I get a little bit lost in between.
Story.
So let's not, I don't want to get too far off track. But I do want to give you space to talk. I'm not like trying to cut you off at all.
No, you're fine.
So everything about the giveaway for Megan and details about that will be in the group, just to keep it clear. We want to be clear. Okay. And keep things simple for us all. Now, this is just something we want to do. We've been talking about every month, and we decided that we want it to flow from month to month, because that's what it feels like. And I think it's meant to feel that way if we're attuned to the moon's energy, because it's in cycles.
I wanted to throw this in while you do that. When we were talking about like what is moonlit magic. So yes, it's self-care, but the reason we're talking about this is because we do the self-care based on the moon's placement during the month that we're in. That's kind of what we focus on.
Do you mind while you talk about that, if I put the one thing up?
Oh yeah, go for it.
Okay, you talk and I'm going to put it up.
So basically, when we talk about self-care, it's like, okay, there's so many different types of self-care. What do you focus on? And we use the moon and what people would say the moon's energy based on what zodiac sign the moon falls in during that month. And that's what we focus on. So we basically end up with 2 focuses, where the moon is at the new moon and the full moon. That's what we use. And it helps keep us on track and stay focused on what kind of self-care we want to be using at the time.
And like for me, so this is new. We just started doing this particular spread, but we've been doing them for a year. And the way it started for me was Nikki does like a moon journal. And I had never even I'd never even thought about it before. I'll be 100% honest. Like a couple years ago, never thought about like working with the moon's energy. It just wasn't a thing for me. So the last year has been a really transformational year for me. Just attuning, like feeling it in my body, feeling how do my emotions change, you know, and not being like, is there something wrong with me because my emotions are changing? Do you know what I mean? Like, I almost feel like there's a part of us that when we're not just evenly keeled every morning, we think there's something wrong, and that's not it. There's just always energy in us, around us, things moving. And I had trouble clarifying that for myself before I started with the journal, but journaling isn't really my thing. So
right, and that's okay.
I started to lay it out this way and then share that with Nikki. And then we started to like work together. You know what I mean? Like talk about more than anything, just really talk about it. And then all these different creative ideas come from there. And then we connect with people like Sierra and Megan, who are just like, I don't know, just trying different stuff. I think that's all what we're all doing, right? We're trying to find some clarity, trying to find some peace, and noticing that we're not in control of the energy all the time. There's Megan. There she is. See, I wasn't lying. Megan's been up before. But I think just noticing that, feeling that in our bodies, and actually as we flow through it, it helps us like realize that there's nothing wrong with us, that we're actually really aligned with what's going on. There's our group. I forgot what's in this video, guys. There's everything fun. But that's what we're doing. I think that's what I think Nikki and I are doing. I don't know what you guys are necessarily doing for self-care, but this is what has helped me find clarity in the energy. Like, what is this for? Why am I feeling this? Why am I
Hold on. I need to mute myself. Can you hear that?
What is it? No.
It's okay. I'm still going to mute because it's the hot tub. Hold on.
The hot tub. terrible problems to have, right? The hot tub making too much noise. So that's why we even do this, like the cards, all this stuff. Like Nikki said, that's where the energy even comes from. Hold on, I gotta get this off the screen now. How do I do it? Ooh, remove it. We did it. So that's why, like, I don't know, guys. Like, does that make sense that that's why we come in here and we go, hey, here's some cards in your face? It's just like, this is a combination of how we've been, I guess, communicating, sharing healing energy, helping each other to, I don't know, what would you say? Helping each other to do what?
I think helping each other to understand that it's okay to be learning who you are. Like, even though we're adults, it's like we're supposed to know everything, but like we don't. Times are always changing. Energy is always changing, right?
And maybe that's a lie too, right? Like, does anybody look at one adult in your life, like someone who was an adult when you were a kid, and like tell me they like know themselves, like, or they did anyway when they were raising you, or when you were a kid and they like had it all together and you thought like, wow. Like everyone has to have a mental breakdown once or twice, you know. I'm not being rude, but just you haven't had yours yet. Hold on tight. It just, I mean, if things are always smooth, you don't go into the deeper places. You don't have to look. It's too, you know.
And that's why it's important to lean into whatever emotion you're feeling. Like, if you're upset or you're sad or you're angry, you don't have to be like, oh, this is bad, I need to feel happy. Like, know why you're sad, why you're angry. It's
that giving the space to feeling. Actually, this is really friggin' perfect. Megan, do you have anything you want to add to any of that?
Oh, no, I agree with all of that. When I was a kid, there were so many, I thought everyone in my life had it together and they knew what was going on. And now I'm like, it all makes sense now. You had no clue. So no, I can.
I definitely modeled some things like from people I watched that I'm like, later on afterwards, I'm like, wow, that was toxic.
Yep.
Like, whoa, I shouldn't have done that for years. Woo.
No, I can totally relate to that.
Sierra, you're up first, just so you know. You're up first, babe. You know what? Megan, did you grab cards for today?
I didn't. Didn't even think about it. I can go grab them real quick.
Whenever you want, even now or you can wait. but like I would love if you had a, you know, grab
Okay, hold on.
today.
I'll go see what I can find real quick. I will be right back.
Right, I'll pop you out for a minute. That way you don't have to rush or worry about it. So this is a perfect opportunity to like get into the energy though, because like, and more specifically before we get into the cards, because we were talking about this morning, and having a month ago, when Pisces season started, you and I were both kind of coming off like this real fiery energy.
Oh yeah.
I think where we were, because last month was the Leo full moon. It was a very intense month, I think, for us all. A lot of like, I want to say veils, but like things are like burning away. That's what I felt. Like there were layers burning off where I was starting to see and feel things very vividly and very powerfully, you know?
Yeah.
How were you experiencing that?
As we all know, I am a Leo sun and Leo rising, so I was feeling it very intensely. I was kind of rageful, wasn't I? But also like, oh, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. Like I was very fiery, and Leo is creative. So.
Mine was like literally like I would like wearing red freaking candles. Like I did like a friggin' fire ritual, like where it wasn't really fire, but like I was sitting in between all the candles, and you know, like it was intense. Like a lot of creative energy though. And then that flowed into, this is what we're talking about, how the energy keeps moving. It's always moving. Every month the moon moves through the entire zodiac, if you don't realize that, as well as the phases. So each time a different zodiac sign is in a different phase, it feels different. And it's learning to kind of feel the ebb and flow of the moon as it starts new. And then the energy grows. This is a very quiet phase of the new moon. And that's that new reading that we just showed is the whole month laid out in like little mini rituals. So you can either sit and watch the whole month or come back and watch each little bit. So it helps you clarify what's going on, what might be going on, what you might be feeling, if it resonates with you. So when this started, we were feeling very fiery. And then Pisces is this deep, dreamy, watery energy. And like Nikki said, we were feeling almost like edgy, right? At the end of that season. And right when this started, not even the moon yet. It was like Pisces season, like a month ago. It wasn't even the new moon, which was two weeks ago. Pisces season started, and I felt like we needed it. First of all, needed to temper that the fire, but also, man, it was just like this dark. It was almost there was a not. What is it? What am I saying? Like there was a dark. What is it? Because Leo is this fiery, but it's like the sun. Like everything was all out there. Like, and then it almost needed to kind of like sink down and hibernate in a way, but not in a sleepy way, in this like dreamy imagination way where not being afraid of what's in the dark, you know, not being afraid to close your eyes and sit there.
Yes, like you've been in the sun for so long, being brought in, the light is shining on it, because Leo is ruled by the sun. So it was like the sun was shining on all these things, bringing everything up to the surface. But then when Pisces season hit, we needed to just dive down deeper and kind of escape that for a little bit.
Oh my gosh, what you're saying about that though, you know, like when you're out in the really bright sun and then you enter just even a normal,
you can't see.
You can't see. It's like that. It was like, and then everything like just sinking down deeper and deeper and deeper to where I think of it like that dark zone of the ocean, you know, where there's no light at all, but the creatures down there, they function, they thrive, they can see, or whatever it is, you know, they sense, they see, however they're adapted to that. And that's, I mean, not that we would actually physically adapt to that, but like that's what we're doing, is just dropping really, really slowly, softly, and letting our perspective change with it. And that's what like this month has felt for me. And to me, it was self-love though, because I was going through some stuff that I was so passionate about. that I was blinded by it. I lost all my boundaries, like, you know, just everything. I was so enthusiastic. And then when things kind of went off the rails, I was like, what, not that there's something wrong with me. I was like, it really immediately, I thought, what in me does not value myself enough that I would attach myself to such a thing? And what, you know what I mean? Again, not even again, but you know, you see the pattern in things that you get attached to. And I was like, this month is about self-love. Immediately, I was like, I got to go in.
You told me right away
that I don't love enough, that I'm just, there just is. I could just tell immediately that's what it was. Something inside me is screaming out. And I was attaching to things that were very toxic for me. You know, when you just ignore the red flags a little bit.
Yeah, it happens.
You know, we all have.
That's why we're doing this. The self-care of recognizing your patterns so that you don't keep repeating the same thing over again.
And so Nikki and I were talking about is I sat with this. I literally, the day that I started to be kind of like overcome by this energy was when I sat in the salon chair with my my cousin, and I needed it so badly. I needed the physical pampering, like to match, like that day, that moment, I needed it so badly to match here. You know, like there was something that, so like that isn't that kind of perfect though? Like what we talk about and what we do is like, how do those things match up? Why do we need like a superficial, oh, this is perfect,
right,
superficial self-care when we're talking about deep self-love, when we're talking about that stuff? How are those even the same? Or how do they match together? And it's because that's a long journey and it's very challenging. Like when you do the inner stuff, it is exhausting, and not for any reason that would make sense to other people on the outside. Like when you go to work, they don't care you've been working on your mental health, you know, they don't care. That's not part of what they hired you for. That's not part of it. So
most likely.
Well, right. I mean, I'm just saying, like out in the world in general, most people aren't concerned about your energy levels. They don't care if you're tired that day. So you have to care, and you have to do the little things each day, that you need. You need to rest when you notice you need rest. You need to do the little things. What are the things that make you feel good, lift you up, make you feel more peaceful, clear, centered? You have to notice for you.
Right. And the reason that Elise had, what?
Was Megan going to say something?
Oh,
sorry.
No, I was fixing the volume on it.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to make sure, because you guys know how I am, and I'm rude.
You're a talker.
No, you're good.
I'm rude. Nikki, what were you? So superficial self-care. Nikki's got stuff that she wants to talk about.
Yeah. So what was super interesting about that is Elise was like, you know, she had to be in that salon chair getting that pampering. And what I had realized at the time when we switched into Pisces season was what triggered me and always has is actually superficial self-care. Like I am not someone who like gets ready every morning and puts on makeup and does my hair and really takes care of myself in that way. And that's because in my head, I used to be a person who did that. I cared to some extent, but I became someone who was so obsessed with having to do the deep self-care that superficial, like when we say superficial, it's just, you know, the outer appearance or whatever. That seemed so below me, to be honest. Like that wasn't deep enough. And that became a deep thing for me for deep self-love, was understanding that it's actually beneficial for me to get up and do my makeup and make my hair look nice and care what kind of clothes I'm wearing. And that was kind of a slap in the face almost. And Megan and Elise both know, like, it was definitely a big deal for me. I was like angry about it. But like we said, that Leo energy from before, where it was that ragefulness.
Well, like burning, it's all got its place. Like all the energies, all the elements. That's the point. You know what I mean? Where we usually, not usually, okay, but like on the surface, we like to say, "Oh, I'm fiery." You know, I used to actually attach to fire like as a selling point, like that I was entertaining, and I don't know why. I thought that was a big something good. to always be fiery, to always be passionate and loud. Things have their place,
Right.
you know, and to find balance and to realize that we're not just one thing. We are a whole person full of emotions, full of thoughts and ideas and beliefs. And if we're trying to conform to someone else's ideas, for whatever reason, it might be our ideas. But what gave us that idea? Where did we ever come up with something?
Why did I feel that taking care of myself in the way of caring about how I presented myself appearance wise? Why did I feel that was a bad superficial thing?
And I find a lot of blocks. That's what something that I've been realizing is there's a lot of really subtle little beliefs and blocks that I have that I'm like, where the fuck did that come from? Like, I realize it like now, and I'm like, well, great to learn this at 36. Like I've been reacting to that my whole life, you know, or attaching to that sort of person, that sort of just for something inside of me because someone told me something about myself that I believe to be true for some reason. I don't know why I thought that was right or true. You know, it's just, it happens to us all throughout our lives. And until we go into that place, the quiet place, we don't quiet the noise enough to actually see and feel and hear what those things are. That little whisper that someone said to us when we were a kid or a partner told us, you know, we don't even think about it until it's quiet enough. And then who wants to look at that in their quiet? Who wants to actually do that? Me.
It's
me.
Yeah, exactly. You want to do it because you know the outcome is worth it.
Well, and I think that's like, we're trying to not say it's not that, oh gosh, it's painful. It is. I'm not going to lie to you about that. But like, it's not like just a miserable journey forever. It's not like that. Like the layers start to come off. Things get lighter. You know, you start to feel different. I swear to you, you start to feel different in your body. The things that you look for, like in other people and in situations, the things you say yes to, all that changes when you give yourself a little bit more space or time or whatever it is, you know? I don't know what's right for you, but I know when I say no to things, or it's just because it's what I need. And I think that you should have those choices too. Mm-hmm. I think you should feel how powerful your choices are, even if it's just giving yourself a little bit of space, even if it's picking up a hobby that you always were interested in, to give it a shot, not because you're good at it, you know, like not because you're great at something, just because it's interesting to you. I think that's where it starts, just like being with yourself and what do I want and what would feel good to me right now. That facilitates the deeper journey because it is heavy when you go in there. It's dark when you go in there, and you need things, people, friends, you need things to keep you light, present, you know, involved, attached to your body. I'm one who likes to detach, go off the grid, ignore things, avoid.
Yeah. And, you know, going off the grid for a little while is fine. But if you go too far and isolate, that's another thing that we talk about a lot is isolation. Like, yeah, you need to be introspective and to yourself sometimes, but also you don't want to take it too far. You got to find that right place on the spectrum of it.
I give myself 3 days. 3 days to resurrect. I'm not kidding. And I'm sorry if I'm offensive, but that's what I do. That's my method. I'm like, if I isolate completely for more than 3 days, then that's when I need like to reach out. Yeah. It's just like because I've done that. I've gone weeks before, you know, and we're like, I don't want to talk to anybody. That's not healthy, but a good amount of rest is healthy. Turning off your phone is healthy. Not posting about everything all the time is healthy. I hate to tell you. I mean, you can post about it as much as you want. It's your choice. But there's nothing wrong with taking a break.
Right. You know? But perfect. So once you take that break, then that kind of leads into the inspired action. Once you take the time to be introspective and do the inner work, then you're able to take what you have, what's the word I'm looking for? You took the time to kind of investigate those feelings that you're having and why, and then you're able to take the inspired action. So the actions that you're taking are meaningful to you. They're not just, oh, I got to do this next. I got to do that next. I got to do this for this person. Like, there's purpose behind it.
And I think I was looking at what I wrote about it, because I think it has a lot to do with how we move through our experiences. It's less to do with what we do, like what the actual choice is ultimately, what it's kind of like why what are our intentions when we're doing this thing? How does it make us feel? Noticing all these things. It's a different experience. You don't have to actually change environments or do anything different to start to experience life differently. You just kind of slow down a little bit. You stop rushing. You don't automatically respond a certain way to certain things. You take a little bit of extra time to go, why do I feel that way?
Yes.
Everything is better with extra space. And I'm just going to throw that out there. There's never been a time that slowing down a little bit, unless it's an emergency, has not been the right choice. Even if we are in a rush, taking a minute, taking 30 seconds has never been a poor choice. It changes me before I move out into the world. So you have something to do with inspired action, sitting with myself for a minute, 30 seconds, 15 seconds, slowing down before I act next. If I'm feeling rushed or overwhelmed or something, always benefits me. From the time I started practicing that, I don't always do it, but when I do it, it always is a benefit.
But it takes practice to become the habit. Like, to me, I always look at that as I've learned to respond instead of react. If I'm just reacting, like my gut reaction to someone else, I can't control what someone else does or what my surroundings are. But I can take a minute and think, what outcome do I want from this, and respond appropriately, not just that.
That's what I think rush does. Like a rush, like when we feel like we have to do things now, or it's overwhelming or we have too much. That's my first sign, like feeling rushed, not even bad or anything like negative, just rushed. I'm like, this is gonna unfold poorly, like if I don't just calm myself down a little bit. Megan, you would know nothing about rushing around.
I know nothing about that. No, I'm in a season of rushing.
A season?
I'm gonna call it, well, currently I was doing good. We're gonna call it a season right now. Everything I've been doing lately feels like rushing. And so I'm kind of just working on learning to find that balance between taking the time I need, but I'm living there for a minute.
When you say that though, where do you see yourself finding balance in a way? You don't have to get specific, but I'm saying areas of life, how sometimes certain areas of life take priority and there's nothing that we have to do that. Right. But, where do you say you see yourself maybe giving yourself more room? Where does that come from? So you can because you're going to just die, eventually we can't everything. I don't mean you just keep piling on is what I mean.
Yeah.
No, where do you find the balance? I'm just curious. Is there a different area of your life that feels so you can do it in a healthy way, even if it's not a season that you can maintain forever?
No.
There's absolutely nothing.
No. No, I am working on being a little bit more open about the things I need. Because as you guys know, my work life has been silly. That's all I'm going to say about it. It's been silly. And like I requested a day off next week, and I am not working as much overtime as I used to be. So like I had to set boundaries for myself to have time for myself, you know? So that was very big. I did that last week. So we'll see if I continue that.
Well, good for you. I mean, but that's the whole thing too. Like you can't
No.
do what everybody else wants you to, because like really, like people don't understand what or care, maybe, you know. I
Yeah.
mean, not that they don't care about you on a personal level, but a lot of times people are we function from where we are. We're not really
Yeah.
thinking about like, hey, is that person overwhelmed?
Yeah.
I
And I
wonder.
think sometimes like in
They
my
said yes, they're
situation,
fine. Or some people don't care.
oh my, well, I think it's just everyone's working from like their own like space and their own, like, I'm doing okay, so this person's doing okay, so we can keep asking. And I am notoriously a people pleaser. So I'm like, yes, everything's fine. I can do it. We're good, you know? So, but we're not
Well, it
good.
sounds like you gave yourself an answer though about where to find balance. Is like you already know, you're just playing with what you literally can handle, what feels right. I
Yeah.
think that's what we're talking about. Like that's enough. That's what we're doing. Like not
Yeah.
to think that, oh, hey, I have to take on now some self-care to balance this, you know, because it's another thing on your plate. Just noticing your needs is
Yeah.
the work. It is enough. And then actually following through those boundaries is the next part.
Yeah. I mean, and Megan
Yeah.
said that she took one day off work next week, you know, and that's great. Maybe she'll find out that that's not even what she needed, you know, but she's tried it. And that's one of the other things that's like a key is
needing.
What'd you
But
say?
worth trying. I was gonna say I don't know if that's gonna be what I needed, but worth trying. So
right.
That's
We'll see.
enough though. Like that's good because
Mhm.
it's just trial and error, really figuring out what we need. I'm just looking at Sarah's comment.
Yes.
And that's exactly like when you're not able to rest, when there's just so many things that we think of, like how do you function at max capacity when when we're not taking care of ourselves? And isn't that, and I don't mean that in like an offensive way. I just mean like when we feel depleted, we don't take the best care of ourselves. And that's part of what we're doing here as well. We're talking about
today. Think about today. This is something that I enjoy doing, and I knew it was at 2, and I didn't even wake up until like 1:45, you know.
Literally my nightmare. So just FYI, like if y'all don't hear from me like about 4 hours before a live stream, please wake me up, because I literally it's like the before school nightmare. Like I would have an actual nightmare about that probably.
Yep.
But that's the inspired action. That's what it is. And it's just trial and error, playing with it. What feels right today? And hey, guess what? It might not be the right thing, but at least you tried something that might make you feel better or might, you know, and that's all I think to recognize that's enough. We don't recognize like these are hard things to balance a whole life and take care of ourselves is actually pretty rare. Like what earth am I living on right now? Are you serious? This is why they usually go elsewhere. They just like have forgot their wits and are just like roaming around the house at this point.
Oh yeah. I mean, they've been quiet for 43 minutes though. One thing I wanted to say is, can you pull up those 2 cards again and show like the Pisces card and the Virgo card, like showing how we're crossing the energies and showing how we move through from one to the next?
Yes, but hold on. Will you guys discuss something amongst yourselves for just one moment, please?
Oh, okay. Great.
Oh, she left us completely.
Oh man, we could turn this into a whole party for ourselves.
I wasn't prepared.
Yeah, me neither. But how about, let's see, maybe we could talk a little bit again about if anyone has the desire to come on with us. Like we would love to have other people getting more involved, talk about your self-care, or if there's something that we talk about that you want additional help with, or maybe you have some inspiring story or something that anybody wants to tell, like let us know.
Because it's really not bad. It's very easy to go live on the live stream. People would like it.
Yeah.
They have some extra spaces out there.
Right. So I guess to recap, so I was asking Elise to pull up those 2 cards because I wanted to kind of go over again the idea that we're using the 2 different energies. We were just in Pisces season, so that was the deep self-love is what we focused on. So during this past month, our self-care has been going in and looking at ways that we show ourselves the love or how we need it, figuring that out. And then as we moved into Virgo, like the Virgo full moon, we were saying that's inspired action, which is what's on the cards that Elise is showing, that deep self-love to inspired action. And we want to use those energies to flow naturally. So we took that time to look at the ways that we needed to show love to ourselves. Like I said, for me, that was I had been avoiding superficial self-care. I needed to realize that to take the inspired action to move forward in taking care of myself in that way. So yes, those are, I'm like, so tiny to me.
Sorry.
So yes, new moon in Pisces, attune to the divine. That was that deep self-love, attuning to the divine within yourself. And then moving through to the full moon in Virgo, it was to take the inspired action, inspired by that deep self-love.
Well, because self-love, here's really the thing, which it wasn't on my mind at the time when I was like, it's self-love time. Self-love time. I was a little aggressive. When I was in that mode, sitting in the salon chair, I hadn't read this yet. But the way that it landed for me was like, oh, self-love. Well, isn't that the divine nature of who I am really? Isn't that who we really are when we are babies? We are born like, you know what I mean? Like we are born expecting to be loved and cared for. We don't know different. We don't have that higher sense of like someone might not take care of me. We're born, we cry, we expect to be nourished, fed, cared for. And it's like to remember the love we're born into, even if that's not what our parents show us. That's a different topic. We are born as like these beings of love. And we forget because other people show us their projections of the way that their fractured mirror, their fractured beliefs of themselves, and they put that on us because they don't realize it, because they don't do this. That's the big problem with not doing the work, with not looking at yourself, is you will make everyone else your problem.
Yes.
You will be the victim. They will be attacking you. You will be unavailable to take any sort of criticism whatsoever, even if it's loving. It's just, but that nature is, to me, why do we allow ourselves to be in relationships and be around in situations that are abusive to us, is because there's some version of ourselves doesn't value ourselves enough yet to move, you know what I mean? To move through that in a different way, where we don't think that we're supposed to be happy. Or I don't mean that like my version of that, but for you, what feels satisfying as a life, how many people have we had to let go of who just were toxic, but we didn't see it in like for a long time or in certain ways.
But once you start paying attention, you're more in tune with yourself on the type of people that you want to let into your life. And that doesn't mean that you're like, nope, I don't like you, you get away. Like some people are going to be around. You just know how to handle it differently.
Or like how
not be giving your energy to it.
Yeah, or how close you let them in. You just to be aware of your own boundaries in response to others. It doesn't mean you have to do anything. You're just aware of how that person is, what sort of energy they take, what they expect. You don't have to say anything. You don't have to fight them. You don't have to do anything. Here's the magic. You don't have to do anything. You just be aware of you in every circumstance And then like
Exactly.
things you naturally kind of gravitate towards and away from things. Imagine it. Imagine that. And when things become clear, you just start to move and act, and it's not what am I gonna do? It's not like, it's
You
just
start to trust yourself more too. So it
you
doesn't
trust
seem
yourself.
like as much work each time.
That's it. You trust yourself. And that's also the divine nature. You trust yourself. Like you're not looking for something else to fulfill that expectation. You know that what is happening is within your choices. Like not everything all the time, but how we respond to things is within our power. That's our choices.
Yes.
The one last thing that I would love to talk about, unless there's something else, but with this is when we love ourselves, or when we start to explore that, how we start to take care of ourselves differently. Like we talked about it a little different, or a little bit before, just in these different ways. We do give ourselves more space, guys, more space. We give ourselves like just the time, like put on a mask or put the headphones in. Literally headphones. If you want to talk space and you have no space in your life, get some headphones. To have those few moments in between things, to listen to a song or put on a podcast or something, to hang out with
Not even
moonlit
that I need that.
music.
But yes, that too. But sometimes I leave headphones, like the earbuds in, and I don't even have anything playing. It just helps
Because
me.
you have kids.
Yeah.
And it literally can be a constant fog of noise.
Mhm.
Like, I mean, and I love my kids, but if you don't tell me that ain't true, we need a little headspace. We just do. I don't know how to give it to you, but I can offer you some suggestions that helped me, because I literally didn't have any.
Right.
I didn't recognize my relationship to nature. I didn't recognize my relationship to my body, music, headphones, none of this a few years ago. Imagine who I was as a person, like not a very, I don't know, what was I? Very, I would not say high strung, but maybe.
Scattered, kind of, probably.
I mean, I'm scattered, but I don't know. Like it was like a bomb ready to go off, like a ticking time bomb at any moment. Like and that was not something I enjoyed being. It's not something I would say like that's just me.
Right.
It's who I am. Is there anything else that you guys want to touch on? And I'm going to start. I told Sierra should be first, and then Kat, and then Megan. If there is anybody else that comes on live, we're going to start to do Oracle cards for humanity in a minute.
So one of the things that I wanted to say with what you had just a second ago mentioned was when you said you can't tell people what's going to work for them. Basically, that's how you and I kind of came together, though, as I was doing the journaling, which is what worked for me. I introduced that to you. That's not necessarily what works for you, but it inspired you into something that did work for you. And that's kind of what we want to be bringing to everybody else is maybe what we're doing doesn't work for you, but can you use it to inspire you to doing what does work for you? And then share it with us, because maybe what you're doing is going to inspire somebody else or even us.
Or
also,
inspire you to create something, like, isn't that the best part? Like,
yes.
of this is it being inspired to create and share and express those things that maybe we've been wanting to for a while, or had half of a concept or an idea. And then when you give yourself a little space, it kind of, the pieces come together a little bit more clearly with ease. And I think Megan has, knows a little, been experiencing that too, even though in this season of your life, you said it's like a lot.
Yeah.
But
No,
still
I mean,
also
for
experiencing
me,
that though, right?
yeah,
At the same time, simultaneously.
all the things, all the time. But no, like I've had a lot of ideas on things I wanted to do, but didn't quite know how to put them together. But found like little things here and there just from being in the group that kind of helped tie it up. So I don't know, my stuff is very different from what everyone else does, and like offers and shows in the group, but it's been really helpful having like something to kind of like play off of.
Well, I think though, it's not always like so focused. Like
Yeah.
we're playing with energy here, right? But like Nikki, makes bath bombs,
Mhm.
and they're not always zodiac based. She, what? Actually, Nikki made me soaps for my kids' birthday party a couple years ago. These Minecraft soaps. So it was, you know what I mean? Like it's not. We connected to like there's so much deep going on, but like I needed to take the time to nourish myself on that level. I neglected myself, my body, like for years. And like just getting into the routine of this, like feeling the energy with the moon and stuff, or attempting to like sit with it. I started to actually just take care of myself. Like more showers, these long showers. I made a meditation about showering, it's like,
Can you see that? I don't know if you can see this, but
wait, turn it forward a little bit.
There's a print on it. It's too bright. You have to get some shadow.
It's so cute.
There, that's better.
So that's a shower steamer. Oh, I can't find the camera.
It's there, we can kind of see it. You need the shadow.
Yes. Sorry. I tried.
It's so cute.
No, I mean, like, but so there's no, like, it doesn't have to be one thing. Like, that's what we want. And that's a perfect point to make. What you're doing is enough. Anything that you're doing to take space, time for you, when the world is saying, hustle, grind, do more, here, say yes, like pushing, slowing down is not easy. So anything you do is enough. And to let yourself feel that is so powerful. So don't discount what you do, like, because it's not the same. We want you to understand, like, no, we want you to understand, Megan. I mean, like that. Like that is what you do is amazing because it's your thing. And it's like what's flowing out of you when you take care of yourself. That's why it's amazing. So anyway, could share what you're doing. Sorry,
No, you're good. I meant it like as a being able to like take little pieces from here and there. Like there's inspiration from this that I think people don't realize is there, and like just being a part of like the community of it all.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Because I feel like you're someone who is definitely there, enthusiastic, in building the community. And we appreciate that about you very much. And we appreciate everyone who is here, who is Sierra with the comments, and all of our beautiful friends who are lining up now. Things are really getting intense. So, Nikki, was there anything else that you wanted to say while we start shuffling?
Well, I have some of the stuff from the spring box. That's where the shower steamer came from.
You know what, you guys? Can we do that really quick and let Nikki show a couple things, because she's launching her box. She's not going to have this next month.
Yes. So this is based on the moon journal that Elise was talking about before. So the moon journal will be out, and it will be all online actually. But then you can upgrade the moon journal to the fully immersive experience, and each season it'll have different self-care things. So for the spring season, it will have the lavender shower steamer that I just showed you. Oh, there we go.
Oh, that's good.
There we go. So it'll have lavender shower steamers. Each season will have an essential oil roller, and this one is called Awakening for spring. Let me see if I could get the light out. I don't know if you could see that. I spent so much time making this label, and I don't know if you could see it. But there's like a peony and a butterfly on it for spring. It will have this decal, which is super cute. I have mine on a mirror, but it's, I don't know if you can see, it's a hare for spring, and it says Blessed Be. And this is actually a friend of ours in the group made these. Her name is Lauren, so I'll share that information too.
Shout out to Lauren.
Each one will have crystals, so you will get these crystals, and then in the journal you'll see there's like mini courses, so you'll kind of get an introduction to what each of these crystals does and how to use them.
Oh, last thing. All right, sorry. Are you done?
And then, of course, the card deck.
Sorry. I wanted to say one more thing. We talked about this. When we do the Megan's t-shirt giveaway, guys, I cannot handle being on this side. I'm on the wrong side this month, and I cannot handle it. When we do Megan's t-shirt giveaway, in the group this week, that's what we're doing. So make sure you go into the group, enter the giveaway for the t-shirt, which is going to be, we're going to have the instructions in there, but you're going to go and follow Megan where she wants you to. And then you have to be in the group and subscribe to this channel. And then you comment, sorry, and then you'll be entered. But Nikki was going to give away her brand new mini course, I think, journal, a copy of that as well. And then I'm also, hold on a minute, y'all. Hold on. I'm also gonna give away, sorry. Oh man, I'm not doing things right here, y'all. I'm doing them wrong. I'm making a mess. I'm gonna give away one of these too. It's just the course the workshop that we gave away for the spring season in the group. We're just going to add a couple extra things to Megan's giveaway. So you'll get just a couple extra things that, you know what I mean, guys. Do I have to explain? You get a couple extra things.
Enhance your self-care experience.
You'll get a couple extra things. Right, full stop. I'm done talking now. All right. Are we ready? So make sure you go and enter the giveaway. We wanted to give you a little bit extra time to enter. And there's a code word, and is it Breeze? I think it's Breeze.
It's Breeze.
Okay. Breeze. Just so you guys know, if you win, you have to give us the code word so you can actually claim your prize.
All right.
That's all I have to say. Are you guys ready to go?
Ready.
Sierra, Kat, Christine.
All right.
So Sierra first.
We're going to change the name on this to Sierra since it's for Sierra. Great job, Sierra. Everybody loved. What did everybody love that Sierra did?
Hold on. I had a problem.
Oh.
What does it say? Everybody loves what? Or what'd you say?
Great job, Sierra. Everybody loved.
It says mirror. I don't know if I like these new cards as much. The way that they frame it, they are framing my cards out weird. Everybody loves. Okay, it says, so in order to change my life outside, I need to change inside. Once I am open to this change, my exterior reality will begin to mirror those new shifts. Well, that's not on point at all.
Everybody loves her new shifts.
And then Megan's going to do hers, and then let's all hold them up. Let's make a point to do that.
All right. Energy flows where my intention goes.
That's so perfect too. So, we're recapping these again. Remember every time?
Yes.
So energy flows where my intention goes. It says, once I am open to this change inside, my exterior reality will begin to shift. All right, hold your cards up. So Sierra, we're going to hold them up together. From now on, we're going to make There it is. Great job, Casey. Thank you, Kat. We're always so grateful for you. You're so helpful. All right. Now on to, and Sierra, definitely let us know, obviously, what you thought of it, and we'll put that up. Let's start shuffling for Kat.
Okay. If at first you don't succeed, try.
I'm not there.
Hurry.
Wait. Try being present. It says, in this present moment, I have nothing to worry about. I take life step by step as I follow my desires and intuition, joyfully overcoming any bumps along the way. When I live like this, I don't have to worry about the future.
All right. And then I have my outer experiences are a reflection of my internal condition.
Okay.
I follow my desires and intuition, joyfully overcoming any bumps along the way.
I'm trying to get it so it's focused, but all right.
That's for you, Kat. Woo. All right, Christine's turn. We're cooking right through these today.
Yes. Okay. Oh, did you just say, what did she just say?
Unique lives. I respect everyone's individual decisions and way of life. We are each on our own unique journeys, and my way isn't the only way. My job is not to change others, but simply to love them.
I feel like we were just talking about that, weren't we?
Yeah, I think we're talking about all of this stuff.
Obstacles are detours in the right direction.
We are all on our unique journeys, and my way isn't the only way.
Oh, did you just say my way isn't the only way?
My way is, though, guys. My way is the only way. All right, let us know how you like your messages. Christine, I'm so glad you made it. I'm glad, like, eventually Christine and I sometimes have talked about how the YouTube notifications about the lives are not exactly so helpful. So
Yeah. I look at Kat again, keeping us on track with where.
I know. I already thanked her for that. You didn't hear me?
I think I didn't understand.
All right, Megan's.
What are they laughing at?
It's not personal. It says people's reactions or opinions of me are not really about me at all. People tend to project their own insecurities or fears onto one another. So when someone speaks unkindly to me, I'll remember they have something going on that has nothing to do with me.
And in any moment, I can surrender to the powerful presence of love through prayer, contemplation, and stillness.
When someone speaks unkindly to me, I'll remember that they have something going on that has nothing to do with me.
That was a really good flow with that one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like that one. I like when they do that. That's always fun for me. It's like, it reminds me of Christina's food.
Oh, that one will probably always be in my top.
That one will always probably be like in my mind. That's why it's always I wish I had like a clearer picture of it, but that's why it's usually the one that I show, because it's just a really good picture. All right, Megan's message. Did I already do Megan's message? My backwards and my message. Nikki's message.
We just did.
I'm here. I'm just late. Just keep going.
No, Megan was late. No, I'm just kidding.
I was.
She wasn't late. She was actually
on time somehow.
She was actually here, like I think like 30 seconds or something before. All right, Nikki's message. Sorry.
Okay. Oh, I did that one already.
Thanks, Christine. We're trying to add. It's fun. We're trying to like if our hold on, Nikki. Hold on with your message. We're trying to add extra people because it's fun to see how the messages come together with more cards. They always come together really cool. Oh, yours just jumped out. I don't know what it's just jumped.
Okay, let's go. Mine says, well, if blank is a crime, then lock me up.
Doing our best is a crime. Then lock me up. It's cute. We are all doing our best with the understanding and awareness we have in this moment. Any decision I make is okay, no matter the outcome. I make the best of any situation and learn as I go along.
Yeah.
All right. When I think I've surrendered, I surrender more.
Okay.
Oh, hold on. Wait, I gotta look at it again. Any decision I take is okay, no matter the outcome.
I believe that.
Now I'm really excited. I always get so excited for mine. Yours are always so good. And mine always like blows me away every single time. Okay. Thank you guys so much for being here. If you're still here, you probably got your Oracle message already. And now it's my turn. I think this is pretty much it, guys. We appreciate you. Go enter the giveaway and come and hang out with us. Post in the group. Share what you're doing. Like, I mean, everything, anything, ask for suggestions, whatever it is, because we want to be there. We really do want to connect. And I think it's like when we all go through seasons of kind of hibernation, then we all just kind of forget to connect. And I think that's what it is. We're not paying attention. I start to ignore my notifications. So. All right, my message. I'm ready.
Tonight is the night.
Oh,
It's the
God.
night of.
I don't know if I like him. Lord.
Well, maybe that's like your face mask.
Is that my... Tonight is the night of dancing it out.
Well, that's what you do.
Sounds about right.
Yes.
That's every night. I can move my emotions through my body by dancing. Perfect segue. Go and watch January's live stream. That's exactly what we talked about. Moving our emotions through music. Whenever I start to build up energy and crankiness, me? I will play some music and move intuitively. I don't have to look a certain way. Simply move and feel as the stress or heaviness begins to ease out of my body.
All right. And then in every moment, the universe is conspiring to bring me toward right-minded thinking and the energy of love.
Aww. Just dancing my way through it. That guy, just keep him out of there. Just move him.
I'm trying, but listen.
He's freaking.
I'm like, is anyone else singing it when you read this? Like, I feel like I hear the music.
No, but I mean, tonight's the night.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you, Megan, for waking up today.
I made it.
We're really appreciative of all of you who are on live with us and got your readings. If you're here for the replay, you probably aren't paying attention to this part. And thank you, Sierra, as always, for taking care of the comments. That's it for Moonlit Magic this month. In 2 weeks, the new moon arrives, and we have that whole new spread. So if you're still here, go check that out. At the beginning, we talked about the new spread is set up for the whole month in little mini rituals. Nikki's box is launching. Megan's t-shirt is being given away in the group this week. So join us for all that in the group, and we'll talk to you guys next month.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.